Hey, it's Dr. Jarrett. How you guys doing today? It's 2 Cents Tuesdays. Feels like maybe it should be a Thursday, but it's 2 Cents Tuesdays with Dr. Jarrett, and I'm here every Tuesday, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. No matter where I am, I broadcast live to you simply so you can help keep your children on track with their health and wellness. So thank you guys for joining the room today. I appreciate it. I hope everyone had a wonderful Thanksgiving out there. It was a good time for me, a little bit of family and friends over the holiday weekend, which is always nice, but want to make sure that you guys had a good Thanksgiving as well, just simply because it is that time of year. Thank you all guys for tuning in to last week. A lot of you guys liked the live stream that I had talking about cell phone safety with your children, especially if you're out there going to get your kids a cell phone over this holiday season. Make sure that you're doing that and doing it in a safe manner. So check those tips out. It's something great for you. I do got a lot of great comments on that, and I'm sure a lot of you guys will go back and watch me get bounced out of my live stream location by some officials. Nonetheless, I am Dr. Jarrett. I am your board certified pediatrician here to help you get better control over your kids and improve their health. I'm going to do this through my books, my live streams, and my other programs I'll have forthcoming to you. What I have for you, it is the holiday season. I know you guys have heard me say it before. I do have a free gift for you. Now, you have to think about how your kids were treating you over the last holiday. They had a few days off of school. They were sitting out there. You know that they were probably getting bored. They might have been getting on your nerves. They might have even been driving you crazy. I have a solution for that for you today. I will post a link at the end of this stream, and it will be a free gift to you for you to take care of your children and get them to stop driving you crazy. Because remember, in just a few more weeks, they're going to have another break for the New Year's that's going to be there, and it's going to be something that you're going to need to get some control over. I give you some sign advice in this free audio, and I'm only offering it for free for a limited amount of time, but I want to give it to you, my loyal listeners. So all you have to do is go to that link at the end of this stream, and I'll make sure you get a copy of your free audio. That way your kids aren't driving you crazy over your next break. Hey Asher, how you doing today? Thanks for joining in and tuning in today. Hope everything went well with your Thanksgiving and your plans that you have going on. Today, speaking of Thanksgiving, I know I ate way too much over the Thanksgiving weekend, and it is still National Diabetes Prevention Month. And I want to give you guys a few tips about diabetes in your child's health and how you can prevent diabetes in your child. So diabetes is a disorder where the body can't process sugars or carbohydrates in the way they should. This leads to the sugar level being higher in the blood. This means the sugar gets improperly processed through the urine. It can lead to many complications, including a loss of numbness, or limbs, even in advanced stages. It certainly takes years off the life and decreases the quality of life. So there's a lot of things that go along with the complications of diabetes that you want to prevent in your child to have a healthy life. So there are also two types of diabetes. There's type 1, which is previously known as insulin-dependent diabetes. So that means that the diabetes actually requires insulin for treatment. And there's a type 2 diabetes, where the type 2 diabetes actually is one of those that is a insulin insensitivity that is actually a little bit worse than having the type 1 diabetes, simply because it is preventable and it's largely based on obesity. That being said, it's one of the things that you can do to prevent your child. So the signs and symptoms of diabetes are pretty straightforward and simple, and I gave you a few of these when I was looking at you guys up in Rochester, when I was at Rochester Endovascular, I gave you some of those signs and symptoms. However, the technical specs weren't the best for me in my broadcast. But signs and symptoms in your child could include sudden bedwetting. It could be as simple as just having an increased urgency or frequency to urinate. So someone may even think that it's a urine infection that's starting with this, but it actually could be the beginning of diabetes. Type 1 usually comes in a quicker onset over time. There may be some weight loss prior to some of these other symptoms that go on. Type 2 diabetes is something that's much more common, that you see in a lot of places, that you actually end up being able to understand from a simple place that type 2 is preventable, because largely it's held from diabetes, and as a result it is something that's extremely common and unfortunately getting more common in childhood. So if you have a child that may be overweight or is obese, it's something you want to monitor, because this is something that can be very difficult on their system at all. They may also have some of those urinary symptoms that we talked about, but they typically will have weight gain. There are other things that you can monitor as well. There are rashes that are pretty similar and identifiable that tend to be around your child's neck. They can be under their arms or even in their groin, and that is something called acanthosis nigricans. And through this, it's a darkening and thickening of the skin that you may notice, and that's one of the first signs that a child is headed down that pathway to have type 2 diabetes. So look for a few of those signs and symptoms, and there's many more that we could talk about. However, those are some of the key findings that you might find in your family or your child. Thank you guys for joining in the broadcast. This is Dr. Jarret. I spell out Doctor, J-A, 2 R's, E, 1 T, and I'm here to help you take better care of your children through their health and wellness. I'm going to do this through my books, my live streams, and other programs I'll have forthcoming to you. So you can find me on Facebook, you can find me on social media at Dr. Jarret, but more particularly today, the link that I'll post at the end of this live stream is what I want to give to you while it still is free. It's a free audio, how to keep your kids from driving you crazy over their vacations and their downtime. So make sure you check that out as well, because it won't be free forever, but it is the holiday season, it is the time of giving, and so I want to make sure that you get that for yourself. So as we talk about ways that you can prevent diabetes, particularly there's really no prevention in type 1 diabetes, but we'll focus on the prevention for type 2 diabetes. And it being National Diabetes Awareness, these are some things that I want you to be aware of so that you are right on top of your kids with some of the things that you go. Hey Mary, thanks for joining in the broadcast here. It's one of those things that I'm glad that you guys are here. And it looks like Asher has a question. It's hard for me to see on this bright sunny day. Can type 1 diabetes, could it be hereditary? There is some hereditary patterns they're finding in type 1 diabetes. However, type 2 diabetes ends up being the most inherited form and has a stronger lineage pattern. So those people that have type 2 diabetes that run in their family, it's even more important to keep your child with a healthy weight. And so they shouldn't be overweight or obese. So thank you for asking that question, Asher. And that really leads right into the prevention that we're talking about. So we always talk about things that are bad for you, and we know a lot of things that are bad for you, but things that are particularly bad for your kids involve sugary drinks. So it goes to your sodas, even your 100% fruit juices. These are things that really aren't necessary in the kids' diet. And if they're getting these things on a routine basis, that's something you should try to reduce or eliminate, simply because it's something that's going to make them gain too much weight and probably lead down that diabetic pathway. The other thing, and you've heard me say this on multiple broadcasts before, it's important for your child to get exercise every single day. It doesn't have to be structured. It doesn't have to be a part of a sports team in school, but it should be some sort of outdoor physical activity or indoor, like in a large gymnasium or something like that. But they should be getting 60 minutes of active play every single day. And through diet and exercise alone, you can do a lot of the type of prevention of type 2 diabetes. And Ashley, you're absolutely right. You got to leave the orange soda alone. So don't give that to your kids. That's no good for them. But if you could get them outside and active for an hour a day, that will alone will help give you guys a lot of leeway in the amount of their intake. So, we know about fatty foods, we know about fast foods, we know about a lot of things that we should avoid. And with kids, it can be difficult because they're away from you from time to time, and you can't necessarily get these things. And you can't control everything they're getting, particularly at school or when they go off to a party. But it doesn't mean that these things need to be totally eliminated from their diet. It should simply be curtailed and not on a everyday frequent thing. Make sure they're loading up on their fruits and vegetables, at least 5 servings of those a day, and that will help also give them proper nutrition, vitamins, fiber, and help keep them feeling full, as well as not being overloaded on some of the starches and sugary things. For specific nutritional advice on athletes, I did do a video toward the end of the summer. You can find it on my YouTube channel or my Facebook page, Nutrition for the Young Athlete. Make sure you check that out. But as far as diabetes prevention, it can be pretty much anything and everything in moderation. You hear all doctors say that all the time, but it has to be in moderation. And it's something that you should make sure you're talking about with your kids, because they can't necessarily see or understand the long-term effects of diabetes, or what overweight or obese or having a sedentary lifestyle can mean, because they have a lot of years to go. But by the time they're 30, or we're even seeing type 2 diabetes in teenagers now, it's oftentimes too late. So thank you guys for tuning in. I'm here for 2 Cents Tuesdays every Tuesday on 1 o'clock Eastern time. So you'll be able to find me wherever I am. I will broadcast live to you. So I thank you guys for tuning in today. And I am Dr. Jarret. I am your board certified pediatrician. I'm here to give you helpful advice to take better care of your kids and teach them better health habits and behavioral habits. And I'm going to do this through my books, my live streams, and other programs I'll have forthcoming to you. And yes, I do have a free gift for you still, and that free gift is only going to be free for a limited time. So make sure you click the link that I'll post at the end of this live stream, and it's on my Facebook page. I've streamed it out on Twitter. It's been everywhere. Make sure you get it before it's not free, because it will give you tips to help keep your kids from driving you crazy during your down times, and you know they have another vacation coming up. So again, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for asking questions, and as always, if you ever have any questions, simply send them through my Facebook page, or you can ask them to me live while we're on the air. Until next time, I'll see you then. Take care.